It's ultra competitive.
Just get the house.
And that's why I always say the best team always wins. Your best offer is your first and only offer. My name is Malcolm Crane.
And I'm Greg Lewis.
Been in the mortgage industry for 12 years now. To be honest, I didn't know what I was getting into when I joined the mortgage industry, but it's been a journey. I really enjoy helping people. I love, helping people achieve the American dream, and I'm just passionate about making as many homeowners as possible.
My passion starts with educating the community. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, and that's where my grassroots are, but certainly doesn't stop there. I want to be able to be in a position where I can impact the whole East Coast, actually.
It's definitely been a crazy year. To be honest, didn't know what to expect, especially with COVID coming. I was a little, concerned that business would be affected, but ironically, my business has actually doubled this year. So definitely been a blessing with that. It's been very busy, but at the same time, the market has kind of definitely transitioned to a seller's market as well. So that's kind of, it's been a challenge for some buyers who are looking to purchase a house.
Seller had the leverage. Right now, it's not a lot of inventory, so it gives the seller power.
Now, the seller market just means that it's multiple buyers fighting over the same property, which means it's ultra competitive, and buyers have to come with their best offer. There's no more negotiation right now. It's about putting your best foot forward and trying to win that deal. It's still a great opportunity to take advantage of today's interest rates. Just have to sometimes be patient and make sure that if you like a house, you're gonna really put your best foot forward.
You never want to pass up on an opportunity.
So one thing with our branch is we're very big on education. We want to make sure that the clients are as informed as possible. So it's really important for the client to understand their credit report. Make sure I would typically tell a client to get their annual credit report on myannualcreditreport.com just to see if there's anything that maybe you're not aware is on your credit report. But credit is definitely going to be key as well. We look for stable employment. Somebody has to make sure, especially during COVID, that they have, there's not going to be any job changes at all. So credit, employment is definitely important, and then we go to assets. Right now you want to try to save up as much funds as possible. That's definitely going to make a difference in the seller's market where you might not be able to get as much seller help.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever maybe a wrong time to start the home buying process, or at least start looking. I like to always recommend, whether you're working with a realtor, we're always available and helping you know what you can afford. So the looking process is a little bit more simplified and filtered out.
Whenever somebody's putting an offer on a house, I always tell my clients it's very important for the mortgage lender and the realtor partner to have an open communication. Typically, both parties will strategize with the client in terms of what we should offer. The client is definitely going to have at least an earnest money deposit to put down. The more they put down on as an earnest money deposit will sometimes allow them to get that contract. As well, all their pay stubs, all their incomes needs to be verified, their assets need to be verified. So everything needs to be done up front. So this way, when they are putting an offer on a property, that they're fully prepared and ready to go.
I would say rule number one is, Malcolm and I, we preach this a lot. Make sure the lender knows about the offer and make sure the numbers are correct. If we know about it, we can give the exact numbers. But I would say, just generally, considering the competitive market, just get the house. Then most of the times, I would say it means going a little bit above.
Sometimes going above, a lot of clients think, oh my goodness, if I go $5,000 over list price, my payment is going to skyrocket. But typically for $5,000, that might be approximately around $25 more a month in their monthly payment. But that extra $25 could make a difference in terms of them getting that house. most definitely. And that's why I always say the best team always wins. You have to work with a lender who, for one, is going to verify everything, is confident that you're going to have no issues with your loan. Somebody that not only will just give you a pre-approval, but make sure that you are really pre-approved. So a pre-approval is very, very important, but also having a reliable lender who makes sure that you are truly pre-approved is the most important thing, I think. So with a real estate agent, pretty much that's somebody that would show the person a home. They're the ones that would make suggestions in terms of maybe what neighborhoods the client should invest in or purchase in. A mortgage lender, we're going to be typically the financing part. But again, I always say you have to have the dream team. So you have to have somebody that is going to help you with the numbers. At the same time, the agent and the lender have to have that good synergy together, so that we can make our offer as strong as possible and convince that seller to take our offer. I mean, buyers right now, in the past it's been best offer, and I mean, let's negotiate. Let's start off with something lower, and then the seller will counter. You have to literally make your best offer is your first and only offer. You can't play around. If you really want the house, you can't mess around. You got to really just put your best foot forward, and because more than likely if you don't, you're not going to get the house, unfortunately, because there's probably you and 10 or 15 other people who are fighting over the same exact house.
Yeah, I would piggyback off of that and say it's really one shot and done these days. And definitely, if you're in love with the property and you really can see yourself in this house and can afford it, do exactly what Malcolm said. Make the most attractive offer possible.
So ultimately, it's up to the client what they feel comfortable with. But I would say, unless you're buying new construction, there's going to be something in that house that you don't like. Small stuff like doorknobs might not make a difference, but is the house have good bones? Is the house, are you gonna have issues with the house? To me, that's the most important thing. But what we try to do is just try to make sure the clients are as informed as possible. That's why, again, they have to have a strong real estate agent that can kind of recommend, like, hey, I think this house has some good bones, or this house has potential if you do fix it up. And then, we make sure that the numbers are right on our end.
So we had time. If you're a home buyer, you're not, maybe you put an offer in and got declined at least a few times, then don't be discouraged.
I think what Greg said is really, really important. Don't get discouraged. If you don't get that first house or that second house, there's going to be a house out there for you. So just keep doing what you can control, like making sure you pay your stuff on time, making sure you continue to save money, keep your job, do the things that hopefully you can control, and then, eventually something will come to fruition. But 2021 is going to be a great year, and people just have to kind of hang in there and hope for the best.